All right, hi everyone. I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on resizing photographs. So taking low res images and making them high res at a larger physical size if needed, or taking something that comes in at 300 dpi but making it a physically larger size also without losing quality. So I went to a website, Evans, the awesome variety store in Falls, and I stole this picture. So if we look at the image size details, we can see that this photo is 14 inches by 8 at 72 dots per inch. Let's just pretend that that was 100, and we know that print is 300. So we know that if we reduce this down, or if we asked it to be 300, it would basically be reduced in thirds. So this file can really only print at about 3 or 4 inches at high res, but this is our starting point. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to change this number, or I'm sorry, this variable to be percent. And the percent that we're working with is 100%. That's our starting file, 1024 pixels by 576. We're going to turn on the resample box down here, which gives Photoshop permission to add or delete pixels, which deleting them when we get smaller for web optimization is great, but adding them, getting bigger, normally is a disaster and it gets ugly. So we don't normally do that getting bigger. However, we're going to work in 100% increments. So we're going to change this to either 200% or 300%. I'm going to start with 200. And if I continue to look at this preview, it's crap. I can see all the pixelization in here. However, there are some algorithms in this drop-down box that we can use. And the first one I want you to try is the bicubic smoother used for enlargements, which makes perfect sense. So if we switch to that and give it a second to kind of kick into gear, we are going to see some improvements here. So at 200% bicubic smoother, our file was only 1.69 megs, now it's almost 7, and our physical size changed as well. The other option that you could try, which seems opposite of everything, but it actually works in some cases, is the bicubic sharpener, this one. So if you wanted to test both of those and see which one was better, you're free to do that. I'm going to go back and do the bicubic smoother and say, okay. So here's our bigger file that just came in. If I do image size, which is Command-Option-I, I'm going to see that what I now have is a bigger file, 2000 pixels. I'm going to switch this back to inches so we can compare apples to apples. And it's now 28 inches by 16 at low res. Before you go putting this in anything for print, we obviously want to change our resolution. We want this to go from 72 to 300, but now we want to go back to not allowing it to add pixels. We want to turn off the resample button, and we want to say, hey, all you pixels that are spread out over 28 inches, it's time for you guys to get a lot closer and move 300 per inch. And by doing that, we see that our physical size changed. They squished it all down to 6.8 inches. So at that point, that's probably a pretty good size that you might want to use. Oh, I tell you, the slowness of my home computer is going to make me insane. Come on, okay, okay. Isn't this fun? I think we're totally locked up, but even if this never works, there we go. It'll work for you. So here is our image. It is now 6.8 inches wide by 3.84 tall, and it's at high res, 300 dpi, and it looks okay. It looks much better. So if you do find some images that are too small, go ahead and use this enlargement go in 100% increments. So bump it up to 200% or 300%. Use that bicubic smoother or maybe bicubic sharpener. And then when you're done, make sure to change your resolution to be actually 300 pixels per inch so it looks great and perfect in your publication. All right, that's all for now, folks.